Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. And today on the show, we've got our old friend, our great friend, Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
What you been up to today? I bet you've been scrambling around.
Yeah, work meetings, Zoom meetings. Got the kids today. They're doing their online school stuff. Thankfully, I don't need to help them too much these days, but I got to make sure they're up and fed and to school on time.
Yeah. Does that have they really gotten into the groove now about schooling, or does it change up a lot?
It was tough in the beginning for them to adapt. It's not like what they were used to at all. My son adapted quicker than my daughter, who's younger. I think she likes the socialization a lot more. Counted on that a lot more than my son. So that's been a little difficult. They have friends online that they can play games with and stuff, so that's cool.
But yeah,
it hasn't been a disaster, but definitely there's been a lot of adaptation.
Yeah. So why don't we learn more about you? Why don't you tell us about Mark and some of the projects that you're working on?
Well, where do you want me to start?
Where you were born and raised, and where you went to high school and stuff.
Okay, I'll way back then. Born in Detroit, raised in the suburbs of Detroit. High school in Royal Oak. Lansing area since 2007, 2008, I think. What else? Came here for my girlfriend at the time to finish school. Ended up stuck here, sort of. I don't mean that in a negative way. With a job at MSU, worked there for 10 years. I work for a nonprofit right now based in Oakland County that facilitates housing for low-income folks, mentally ill, developmentally disabled. So that's my main job. That's my day job.
What about the stuff you've been doing with music since you got here too?
Yeah, opened 2 record stores. Started a label probably 2010, 2011, around the same time that our second shop was opened. That second shop and the label is a project with my brother, who I wouldn't have done it without him. He was integral in that project. The label still exists in some sense. We're not doing a whole lot in the past few years. My brother's keeping it going to some extent, though. I don't know. I've been involved in music one way or another for years too, working in studios or not just music, I should say sound. I did sound for film and commercials and stuff. Had a stint out west years ago in my 20s and early 30s. And so I guess that comes around to my involvement with the Fledge, and with you and some other people, we started Fledge Music Group.
That's right.
Right. And what have we done with Fledge Music Group? Started a radio station at one point, built a studio. Really looking forward to getting back into that studio stuff when we get the opportunity.
Yeah, wait till you see what Marcel and I have been working on down there and how nice it looks right now.
Awesome.
And then Matt will be coming back in Greenwood, and Amaru from Greenwood District Studios got some stuff. So
great.
We got plans, man. We still got the plans. Yeah. And we got one of the best venues in Lansing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, yeah. So we have the Fledge. We have Fledge Music Group. the East Grand Records that you were referring to earlier.
Right.
And how'd that get us today talking about a Fledge coin, a cryptocurrency, if you will?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Where was that bridge from music to? Well, I met you because I started a music project. I started a music app. So the technology basis was there. I think I probably started messing around with crypto because of your crypto evangelism, or whatever you want to call it. And then I guess it was just discussions about that stuff. Other ways, in combination, I guess, with other ways we could help out in the community and pull people together. So there were discussions about marketplaces, exchanges, time banks, worker cooperatives, all these different things. And then I guess finally it got whittled down to, hey, we can, well, your idea about Fledge coin, of course, that you've been talking about for years. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. I remember part of your vision. I imagined a crowd, taking photos and having their phone out, and some band that they really like up on stage, and them being able to send 50 cents or $1 or whatever as a tip, during the show. And another way to try to put that entrepreneur first, that artist, that musician, that whomever, and kind of cut out the labels, cut out the kind of the bullshit jobs that are in the music industry.
For sure.
Not that labels are all bullshit and all of that, but there's a lot of waste in there that keeps the artists from getting their proper compensation.
Definitely.
And so why don't you tell us what you've done mostly with Fledge coin?
So it starts with a website, very similar to a Facebook type social site. But then from there, we integrated a cryptocurrency, Fledge coin, that's used for, I guess mainly right now would be the marketplace. So you can list goods or services and accept Fledge coin in return. So Fledge coin, we're thinking about, I guess, I would consider it a complementary currency. We're not accepting dollars. We're only accepting Fledge coin as the unit of exchange on the marketplace, in hopes that this currency remains in the community and is used instead of dollars, much like a barter exchange.
So some of the models out there are like Bay Bucks up in the Traverse City area, where they actually issued a currency.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure has been counterfeited at least once.
You'd think, yeah.
And then I think like Ithaca, New York has a local currency that they're playing around with. A lot of communities do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying attention to crypto. Maybe a lot of people watching right now are paying attention to crypto.
Yeah.
Bitcoin hit an all-time high, I think, again last night, went over 35,000 something. Ethereum's close to its all-time high. We even, with our Stellar Lumens, got hit a little bit last night because it went up, way up for a while. And the transaction fees went up, which we'll talk about more. Yeah. So not everybody, but people get this excitement around, oh, if I invest in Bitcoin, I'm going to be a millionaire. How's that the same, and how's that different from Fledge coin?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Fledge coin is not going to make you a millionaire. Fledge coin is meant to be stable. More of a like a voucher, right? More just a unit of exchange, and not like Bitcoin where it would be an investment.
Right.
So that's the main difference. Just that token of exchange. Bitcoin seems to be less used and more bought and sold. And now I'm seeing articles comparing it to gold, right? As maybe a justification for all these buyers in this huge price increase. And we're not introducing that level of scarcity. So there shouldn't be any speculation or anything against Fledge coin. Just a simple of unit of transaction, keeping track of transactions.
Yeah. What's similar to Bitcoin?
The blockchain. It's not a Bitcoin blockchain. We're using Stellar blockchain, and having that ledger is the similarity.
Yeah. So, if I ask you to explain blockchain in 30 seconds, you'll be all right.
No,
okay.
I will stutter and stumble. Yeah.
You mind if I give it a try?
No, please.
Let's imagine this book is a ledger where I'm writing down, all the money Mark owes me and all the money I owe Mark and things like that. And I keep the record of that. So I never let Mark see when I'm, you want to see how much you owe me?
No.
I never let Mark see this ledger, and I can cross things off and put things on and charge him little fees without him knowing it. And I control that ledger. And what the blockchain would do is give me and Mark and a whole bunch of other people the same copy of the ledger. And there's rules around how you update it. And then everybody, not everybody, but a large percentage of the group has to agree that it's okay to update the ledger. And then everybody gets a new copy of it. So I can't rip Mark off. I can't just take his money away from him. It is tracked, it's traceable, and it has security built into it. So it doesn't get forged. It doesn't get counterfeited like we were talking about with potentially Bay Bucks, or the most counterfeited currency in the world is the US $100 bill. So maybe not the 100 actually, but something like that. And so what this does is just basically keep track of everything in a sort of complicated way that we're not going to try to go into the math and the blocks and the writing to the block and all of that. But it's a decentralized ledger that everybody can basically see, and we can't cheat it. So now it is the bank. We are the bank, right? Does that analogy hold up with you?
Yeah. Yes, I think it was longer than 30 seconds. But.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. And we want to be careful here because, you can't come to us and buy Fledge coin. You have to earn it or sell something or whatever. But how can people get Fledge coin?
Well, first of all, just by signing up on the site, you get your free 5 Fledge coin. And then from there, selling on the marketplace, offering services on the marketplace. I think you agreed to send me 10,000 Fledge coin for appearing on this show.
No, that was for something else.
Okay. So Fledge-based activities like coming on every damn day, participating in 99 problems. I'm sure there'll be more in the future too. Different ways to earn Fledge coin.
That is true. We're with 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. Every damn day, Coding Club. We will be making a big announcement about the Sunshine Accelerator that will be launching on February 15th. that there will be Fledge coin with. And then we'll also be putting in a bounty. So when you volunteer at the Fledge, you can earn Fledge coin that way as well. So how do you think it's going so far? When did we release it?
Bitcoin's birthday.
Yeah, January 3rd, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is going to go down in history as the very first transaction that happened between two different users?
I think you manipulated me into buying a hug from you.
So I owe you a hug. So the very first thing bought on the marketplace was Mark bought a hug from Jerry. And you don't sell hugs, so I can't buy one back. So
not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I do some marketing behind that. There'll be more than a single Fledge coin though. So.
Yeah. So what do you think as we look out, as we even look out in a month, we really need to keep disclaiming we have no idea what's going to happen. This is probably one of the biggest, most complicated experiments we've ever done. And you guys know that I like that scientific approach to entrepreneurship, and I like that quickness, fail forward fast. But like Mark said, I've been talking about this since the day you met me, maybe, definitely for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's always been scary to us. And we just kept learning more. You kept learning more about how it works. We chose the Stellar network because it's so fast and the microtransactions. I would recommend to people to, maybe sign up for a Coinbase account if you're interested in crypto. And they've got those little training courses where they'll pay you. That Stellar Lumen, I watched it again last night. It's a really good course to talk about how this works.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And you get free crypto, real crypto for doing those courses. You watch a video that's, I don't know what, a minute long, and they give you $2 worth of whatever you're learning about. And some of them have, 5 of those videos that you can watch.
I'm not answering text messages during the call, during the show, but I sort of am. I am going to log into my account so that I can send a link to people for the Coinbase. So I'm doing that real quick. What's this look like in a month? What do you think is going to happen? What's your hypothesis?
I think we'll get a bunch of users. I hope those users will list something on the marketplace. We're going to have people earning Fledge coin from your shows. So if people would take advantage of the marketplace, they'll be able to sell things because there's going to be real soon a large group of people with Fledge coin to spend. So really, my main hope is that marketplace blows up.
Yeah. So we've got people populating right now. We released this, like we said, on Sunday, and really started pushing a little bit this morning. I went to the different groups, the Accelerator, the 99 Problems, the Coding Club, and asked them to sign up. I think we got up to, 15 to 20 users right now. And I think probably more have signed up since. How do you like how it's going so far?
It's exciting. Anything I do like this in the early stages, there's always some anxiety involved. We did extensive testing, but it's never enough to make me calm about it. It's very early stages, the first release, so I expect some bugs. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah. Our first lesson we learned is that What was that? What, you want to explain that a little bit? I know it's kind of technical, but
yeah, not really. I think I can dumb it down. That's my default. We use, like Jerry said, we use a Stellar network, and that's the blockchain that we're using. Now, anytime you make a transaction, you send a request to the network. If the network's busy, yeah, so you have to pay a fee. There's a small fee involved. It's tiny, like a fraction of a cent, but you tell the network what fee you want to pay, and there's a minimum. So at first we were always using the minimum, but I think today especially the network is extremely busy. So what they'll do is look at the transactions that offer a higher fee and run those transactions first. They go to the front of the line. So using our base fee, it seems our transactions were timing out and not completing. So that was definitely a tough lesson. That never happened in testing, 1 or 2 times out of hundreds of transactions. So, maybe there's something to do with the whole, the crypto world is kind of chaotic right now.
yeah.
And I assume their busy network may have something to do with this. Lots of buying and selling.
Yeah. So I want to make something clear. Who pays that fee?
We do. I don't know how you want to look at it. The application pays the fees. The users are not paying anything. We're not taking anything from the users. It's all, completely free. We want to be completely transparent about what's going on here. We take care of the fees.
If I wanted to send $100 to the Philippines, how much would it cost me, and how long do you think it would take?
Whatever that fee is, let's just call it a penny.
No, I mean, if I was using, if I went to Walmart and got a wire,
I don't know, right? Western Union could be like $40 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Depending on how fast you wanted it.
Yeah, right.
It would be about $40 if you wanted it almost real time.
Okay.
If you wanted to pay $30, you could probably wait for tomorrow. And if you wanted to pay $10, you could probably wait a week.
Yeah. So here's, pennies and seconds.
Yeah. So it's really, if you're interested in the technology and learning more about crypto, go to Coinbase, join their community. Get a wallet from them and look at some of those, earn your first Bitcoin or earn your first Stella or your first crypto by watching a class and learning something. There's an opportunity to learn or to earn $115 on Coinbase right now just by learning about crypto. So you're getting paid to learn, not paying to learn in this model. What are you excited about crypto in general?
It goes up and down, and it's been that way for years. I don't know. I look at Bitcoin and it's exciting from an investment perspective, I guess. And that's not something I really have the ability to do a lot of investing. I don't have a lot of extra money to do these things. It's kind of scary how volatile it is. But what I see are some of these other cryptos, and don't ask me for an example right now, but that have more of a use rather than just another form of currency or payment. Like the ones that back specific technology are interesting.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I'm really excited about with crypto is it helps people become bankable, right? And what I mean by that is if I go to MSU Federal Credit Union, they're going to pull my credit report. They're going to look at it and say, we can't give you an account. So now I've got this stimulus check, if you will, and I'm going to have to go to some bank that will cash it. So that might be difficult to find. And they're going to take some of it. They're going to charge me a large fee. And then, the next things that start happening are you get these overdrawn fees and you get this fee and you get that fee. And, I put a check in one of the credit unions yesterday and they put it on hold for 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So crypto, Bitcoin is the bank that isn't a bank. Uber's the taxi company that doesn't have taxis, just on and on, that type of economy that's starting to be built. We don't really have requirements about who can sign up for the Fledge community, right?
No, we don't.
We're not going to do a credit check because you can't run up a debt in Fledge coin. There's no way to borrow. There's no way. Well, I guess you could have amongst each others, but that's what happens on the street anyway. This one, you'd have a tracking for it, right? But do you ever see a vision? How's this ever going to pay my rent? How's it ever going to pay my utilities? How's it ever going to pay my food bill?
Crypto?
Fledge
coin specifically.
Fledge coin specifically.
No, I would love for it to get to that point. The next point after we have enough users might be getting small businesses to adopt it, right? So we'd have to find a way to make it very simple on their end to accept it. And then from there, and part of it is, like you mentioned, utilities. I don't know specifically how that would work, but what we're trying to do here in FledgeCoin too is be able for the community to offer each other things of value or of necessity without spending dollars. So you have those dollars left to pay your utility bill instead of spending them on, whatever else you're getting from the marketplace.
Right. So, and all of this happens right now, right? Everything we're talking about is already happening in some form.
Yeah, there's no business involved. Yes.
I think so. I just bought a van from somebody and I did pay cash with that, but he bought the van from somebody else for 2 ounces of weed. Right. And this bartering goes on every single day. And we do things for each other that, we don't always do it and trying to keep track of it. But, you helped me move a bunch of stuff into the Fledge. I'm sure someday you're going to be asking me to help you move something. Right. But this is a way.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. I said you have a van.
I do now. Yeah. So this is a way to kind of track that bartering, track how we can exchange things with each other, start to see gaps in our society on what's not being taken care of. It's so exciting to have this out. We're 3 days old now. We're still trying to figure this out and we're still crawling. Erica's out there registering on Fledge community right now.
Sweet.
So again, that's the fledge.community if you want to register. And what would you say your mission is for all these different things that you're doing? What's like your personal mission or the FledgeCoin mission, however you want to say it?
Yeah, it's tough. I guess it would be an overarching mission. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to be self-righteous or something, but it's for things that I feel good about, which is either trying to do things to help. I guess that's my mission is that just continuing to try to spread some sort of kindness. I'm not a very outgoing person, so I'm very proud of the work I do with my day job that helps people, even if my coding or my data management doesn't directly help these people. I'm helping a company who does. So that's the mission. I don't want projects that don't satisfy me personally at all.
Yeah. And what's something you do every damn day to push that mission forward?
Well, that's the thing. That's taking practice, and I still practice it, right? It's trying to sort through these things that aren't beneficial, that are a waste of time, or that, is this chasing money, or am I really interested in this project? So every day is, practicing mindfulness, self-awareness, trying to do things that are positive.
Yeah. So that we daisy chain these shows together. And yesterday on the show, we had Danielle, who was talking about pursuing personal peace. And her question for you, because I told her about what we were talking about, she wants to know, what's the future of like the US dollar? What do you think that is?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an economist. I don't want to be an economist. I mean, understandably, it has its weaknesses. We've been shown that the government is probably far more corrupt and incompetent than we ever thought it was. So I don't necessarily trust that because it's backed by the government. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but that's tough to trust. So in comparison to a cryptocurrency, there's no government or bank centralization, right? You're talking about decentralization. So the users own that, the people own that. It just seems like a far more ideal situation than counting on our government or central bank or whatever to control our currency.
And there's still ways, like through smart contracts, they could still collect the taxes that are important. They can still collect different fees. There's still a lot of ways the government can be involved, but not so much where they're controlling all this wealth in one central place and then letting 5 to 10 to 400, however many people, control the majority of the wealth of the earth.
Right. I just read an article, I think it was the Ukraine, who launched their digital currency actually on the Stellar blockchain. So I guess that made me think about traffic too, and the network. So that's fascinating to me that, I've been working on it for years, but it can be, at the least, a complementary currency, if not, a fully digital economy.
What do you say to people who say, oh, I heard of Bitcoin, that's the Silk Road guys, and you can buy drugs and murder people and all of that?
Yeah.
You know what my first response is, right?
Yeah, keep it shady.
Yeah, I do like keep
not the one.
No, not that one. You do that every day with US dollars. Not us, but people do that every single day with US dollars. It's not traceable. If I send you 5 Fledge coin, it's going to be very transparent that Jerry sent Mark 5 Fledge coin, right?
Right.
And anybody can look at the blockchain if you got a little bit of skill with that. But what happens to this $100 bill I have in my pocket? I could give that to anybody for anything, to do anything that I wanted them to do. And a lot of that could be criminal. A lot of it's legal. I can store it somewhere and hide it from people. There's a lot that can be done with the US dollar that keeps it shady all the freaking time.
Yep. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask about our guest tomorrow. I've got a young lady from DeWitt who's an artist. Her name is Sunny, and she's going to be on the show tomorrow. And we're going to pass a question from you to her. What would you like to ask Sunny?
Okay. As an artist, which maybe once or twice I've tried to be in my life, I always found it difficult to find inspiration or motivation. So does your inspiration come naturally to you? Are you driven by something outside of yourself, or does that take practice to build up to a point where you're continuously inspired or motivated to do art?
Yeah. And I'm going to switch away from art for you and turn this back to you. So I think that's a great question for her, but I'm going to ask you a similar question. What about with programming and software development? Where's your inspiration? Is it, I just got to get this done and you're trudging through it? Or
well, yeah, like sort of like my every damn day comments earlier, it started out as something that was just, I needed it to pay my rent. I didn't go to school for programming. I kind of worked myself into it. So it was kind of a necessity, right? Whether it was to get a raise or to do this job well or get to the next job. But then it started to become interesting when I got better at it, to be able to choose the projects that I can do and focus more on things that are interesting. So that's where the inspiration or the motivation comes from on that side, as far as like choosing, the types of projects like Fledge Coin or more freelance projects. But also, like I talked about earlier, the component of knowing that it means something to somebody other than, making someone, the owner of the company, a fat check, right? So we're helping hundreds, if not thousands of people in Oakland County find homes on my day job. And that's definitely a motivator.
Yeah. How do you think we'll,
I meant housing. I may have said jobs, but go ahead.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, housing. What are we looking for next with FledgeCoin here? Like, how are we going to make that decision to get inspired for something that needs to change or be added or what have you?
I'm already inspired that if there's 10 people using it, it makes me want to make it better. What's next? Hopefully our users will help us decide that. There's all sorts of directions we can go with this. Whether it's on the site or with FledgeCoin itself, I don't know, but I'm excited to see.
So Erica was able to get her login done. So I'm looking at it right now. I don't know if she set up an account, but oh shoot, I mean to be sharing this. We'll see what happens. So Erica just signed up. She did a comment. We want to reward her for participate. Oops.
Oh,
sorry. I hit that button twice though. Let's see if it does it again. It's going to take a couple minutes. We're going to have to check the network or bump it back up again. But this is one of the interfaces, and Mark has a membership here, is a member here. So for being on the show, what I would do, or participating in 99 Problems or whatever it might be, I come in, put in your 5 Fledge coin, and then tell it to send. We're going to have to work on, maybe it's refreshed a little bit now.
Yeah, it's trying. We'll have to work on that fee structure too. Maybe I can code it so it's dynamic, where if it times out the first time, then we raise that fee a little bit.
Yeah.
Get us to the front of the line.
This one's going to make it. I feel confident in it. So we're going to leave that on there, and maybe switch this around. Oh, nope. I want to leave it on. I took you off.
It's all right.
I forgot how to use this. But anyways, I took that off. Add it to the stream again. And it did say the network was busy. Okay. So we're working on that. But you did see how that would work. We said we were going to, if it failed, it failed. If it doesn't fail, it doesn't fail. But we're 3 days old. We're learning even how to still keep breathing. And we've got users coming in. We'll bump up that fee and see if we can get this faster. And again, the fee doesn't affect the users. It's basically it's Mark and I, if you will, backing how the Fledge coin is paying for its transactions. And this isn't some big philanthropic thing. We're talking about, pennies every day, if even that. Right. So, is there anything you want to take us out with?
No, I don't have any. That's not my style.
Deuces, say something nice about Detroit. Every time somebody says something bad about Lansing, I pinch the cat. That's why she doesn't stick around here anymore.
Yeah. Well, she's always coming up complaining about you every time I visit.
But she's lying to you. She just wants food.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Then Fledge coin is out in the wild. Thank you so very much, Mark. Mark has, I had Daryl on the show on Sunday, and him and Jeremy have done a ton with the backbone of the Fledge's IT. And you've done a lot with the backbone of the software and the websites, and a lot of what we've been able to push forward on the IT side from that perspective too. Also on the music side, I don't think there would be as much music happening at the Fledge without you and your involvement. And for that matter, should point out that Mark is one of the 3 partners in the Fledge Properties, which is the owner of the building here, right?
Yeah.
Or were you keeping that secret?
Just from the IRS.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you. Happy to be a part of all of it.
And you actually found the church was for sale in that serendipitous moment.
Right.
I'm sick of fucking Grand Ledge. We got to get out of here. Let's find something on the east side. And Mark calls me hours later.
Yeah, then
perfect place. I think we owned it within 3 weeks of that whole transaction happening.
Good times.
So it is good times. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Every Damn Day. Tune in tomorrow for another episode at 2 p.m. and any other day we will be here. So I will see you later. You like my sign in there, Mark?
Love it.
Thank you.